Namaskaram. Once again, 7th International Day of Yoga, 7th anniversary of this wonderful possibility of yoga being acknowledged as a science of inner well-being. Not a religion, not a belief system, not a philosophy or ideology, but the science of inner well-being. As there are sciences for external well-being, this is a science for inner well-being. On this day, over 15,000 years ago, Adi Yogi turned south. As the sun's trajectory in relation to the planet turns south on this day, it's called the summer solstice. On this day, he turned south and began to propound the science of yoga. So this is a day that's been declared as International Day of Yoga. This particular International Day of Yoga is more significant than ever before. Simply because of the pandemic, we have realized as a generation of people how our lives can be just turned upside down. All of a sudden, without warning, the pandemic. So at a time like this, building a vibrant and resilient body, a joyful and focused mind, and indefatigable sense of energy within you is most essential to fight these external invasions, which scientists are predicting may happen again and again. Still, the pandemic is not over. We cannot say this is post-pandemic. This is pandemic season still. Already we have seen 2 waves in India and across the world, also in many different countries. The authoritative voices in this arena of life of virology are saying this could last much longer than we have imagined. So, it's extremely important that we build a system, we build a body which is resilient and a mind which is balanced and exuberant so that we can go through these rigors of life with least amount of distortions to our lives. So yoga is a tremendous possibility. Yoga is not a simple form of exercise, this is a complex mechanism, understanding the mechanics of human existence, how we are made and how we can take it to the highest possibility. The word yoga literally means union, that means we consciously obliterate the boundaries of our individuality to know the universal nature of our existence, how being here as a tiny little piece of life that we are in this cosmos, we are capable of experiencing the cosmos. Being here in this moment of time, we are capable of experiencing the eternal nature of this existence. This is a possibility that India offers to the rest of the world. Well, of course, there are health benefits, there are various other aspects that even to fulfill the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, this can be a very effective tool. Healthcare should go. Health and well-being, we must understand, can only come from within us. Doctors and scientists can help us when we are sick. But health is not something that'll ever come to us from a doctor or a medical professional. It is something that has to come from within us. If we understand this, health does not mean just being disease-free, health means you're at the peak of life. In terms of body, in terms of mind, in terms of emotions and energies, you are at the very peak possibility of your existence. This is health and we should not aim for anything less than that. Yoga has this potency, yoga has the necessary science and technology to deliver you there. These tools of self-transformation, these technologies for well-being must be employed by everybody in their lives. We at Isha, particularly for this pandemic situation, this pandemic world that we are in right now, we have created a small package which will enhance the immune system and also bring equanimity to your mind and vibrancy to your body. This is a very simple package, investing a few minutes a day, free of cost. It's available online, please make use of it. It is available in full detail and depth for those who are interested, and in a simple package for those who want to just do a simple practice. It is available everywhere, free of cost, and dedicated volunteers are always on call to attend to these possibilities with you and make sure that you benefit from this. Every human being on this planet should make use of it. It's my wish and my blessing. Every one of you should bring in some aspect of yoga into your life and live a complete life. It doesn't matter, pandemic has come our way, that is the reality, but we have to come on top of this. We have to come out successfully out of this situation, not be crushed by this situation. We as human beings are capable of this. I will once again repeat that this time around, this pandemic, the sole carrier of this virus is the human being. So if human beings are into some sense of yoga, that means they have become more conscious, not a compulsive life. If this happens, controlling and restraining the pandemic, stopping it in its tracks is very much in our hands. Let's make it happen. Let's take this stand on this International Day of Yoga. We will bring yoga into our life and definitely beat the virus. Alexander the Great Idiot was moving towards India. On the way was Persia, ransacked the Persian Empire, killed every male member of the royal family, went in search of this man sitting there with a heap of bones. This happened. When Alexander the Great Idiot had this dream of conquering the whole world, but at that time in history, the important part of the world, and even today is, but at that time it was significantly so, was everybody wanted to conquer India because of the wealth and the culture and the most prosperous nation on the planet, all these things. So he was moving towards India. On the way was Persia. So he ransacked the Persian Empire, killed almost all the male members of the royal family, and then he wants to leave, move towards India. But he needs somebody, a vassal king, to manage that. Somebody who's his puppet who will manage the kingdom for him. You can't just pick up somebody and put them up in those days. They must be of the royal family, otherwise people will not gel with that. So he started looking, but unfortunately he had killed every male member of the royal family. Then somebody said, there is one prince who left the family long time ago and he spends all his time in the graveyard. The Persian people have this, that they're dead, they neither bury nor burn. They're very smart people. Even today, they're very smart people. Why waste firewood on the dead? Fuel. Why pollute the air by burning? Why take the labor of digging holes in the earth? Just leave it for the birds and other scavengers to eat the meat. Then the bones alone you bury, which is easy because after 100 people have died, one colossal digging you have to do. Easy. I'm just saying, this is their way, this is their tradition. So this young prince left the family. For years, he's been just sitting in this graveyard, watching these bones, trying to realize something. There's a whole tradition in India that yogis, first part of the training is they're sent to the cremation ground, go sit there and watch. So Alexander went in search of this man. So he was sitting there with a heap of bones. Alexander said, see, I will make you the king. You just be there as a king. I will take care of everything. My soldiers will manage everything, my people will manage everything. You just be the king, sit on the throne, wear the crown. We'll take care of everything. Then this prince, looking at a heap of bones here, like a disappointed vulture, because vulture is disappointed if the bone doesn't have meat. Like that, he is looking at it and says, see, so many have died here, many of them killed by you, and some are rich, some are poor, some were royal families, some were ordinary people, some were high, some were low. I've been trying to make out through these bones which one is high bone, which one is low bone, which one is royal bone, which one is ordinary bone, which is a rich bone, which is a poor bone. I'm not able to get it, can you tell me? Alexander looked at it, this is too complex for me, he just left and went away. It was too much for him. Most precious thing is your life, it is slipping away. You are thinking this and trying to find explanations for the drama that's happening around you, time is going away. If you could stop time and discuss how your husband is not okay, we can do it. But time is going away. But we are investing time in things that we don't care for. If you knew time is going away, you would not invest in things that you don't care for, isn't it? So I'm thinking of creating a device, we are working on it right now, that every day it's reminding you, oh, you're 50 years of age, 50% of the sands of time are gone. And as you see it, it's just going away. You've seen the old hourglasses, that was just telling you the hour is getting over. This we make it little enlarged to see how your life is getting over all the time. Because if you sit, it goes away. If you stand, it goes away. If you do something wonderful, it goes away. If you do something nasty, it goes away. You did nothing, it goes away. This is the nature of time and life. If you want to rise above the time process, there is a way. But that also you must dissolve in a way. Otherwise, as long as you're a slave of time, it's best that you're conscious that time is slipping away. There is no time in this life to do anything that genuinely does not matter to you. Yes or no?
So these 84 asanas, which are the fundamental yogasanas, are 84 ways to make the body into a passage. It is not necessary, actually, for everybody to do 84 asanas. If they do one, it is enough. Usually hatha yogis, serious hatha yogis who are taking hatha yoga as their path to liberation, practice only one asana, just one asana. It is difficult for a thinking mind to understand why would somebody spend his whole life trying to sit in a particular way. But if you learn to sit right, if you just learn to hold your body right, everything that you need to know in this universe you can know. Because this is known as asana siddhi. If you can sit in a posture, stable and comfortable, for 2.5 hours, then we say you have attained to asana siddhi, that you are in absolute comfort and at ease in a particular posture. That is asana siddhi. If you achieve this, everything that you need to know, one can know internally. How is this possible? How can by sitting you can know everything that you can know? If you have a television at home, television is just a box with a little bit of electronics in it. But it becomes a world by itself. The whole world can stream into this place that we call as a television, or this box that we call as a television, simply because there is a receiving mode. If you set the antenna right, if it is properly adjusted, then the whole world flows into your place or into this box. If it is not set right, same instrument, it has everything but can't do anything. This is how human being is. A human being is, an individual human being is who he is only because of what he perceives. Only because of what he or she perceives, an individual human being becomes whoever they are. Right now, you are who you are, only because of whatever you have perceived in your life till now. And you will be who you will be, only because of what you will perceive in future. Whatever you perceive is what makes you whatever you are today. So, the whole system of yoga is only interested in enhancing perception. So if you hold the posture right, if your alignment is right, and if it matches with the cosmic alignment in some way, 84 alignments, if one gets into these 84 postures or even masters a single posture and approaches the remaining 83 through that, then everything that has happened in the creation till this moment, one can know, because the memory of that is right here within your system. Let us say in a codified way, it can be activated and ignited if it touches another dimension outside of yourself. So asanas are powerful means, yogasanas are powerful means to connect. I do not want you to forget what yoga means. Yoga means union. Union means two have become one. Two is just this, there are only two in the existence, you and the rest of the existence. In the rest of the existence, you may identify this one, that one, but essentially there are only two, you and the rest of the existence, because there are only two dimensions of experience within you. You do not know what is up and down in this cosmos. You do not know what is forward and backward in this cosmos. You do not know anything, these are all things that we have made up for convenience. The only experiential reality is, there is something called outward and there is something called inward. So these are the two dimensions of experience, inner and outer. So yoga means to bring a union between these, inner and outer, you and the rest, you and the other. When there is no you and the other, there is just you and you. That is yoga. So asanas are a physical manifestation of approaching this, a physical form of approaching this ultimate union, because physical body is the easiest thing to work with. If you try to do something with your mind, it will play too many tricks. At least with the body, you know whether it's doing it right or not doing it right, whether it's cooperating or not cooperating. A mind, if you push it too hard, it will play all kinds of tricks with you. It will make you believe all kinds of things and dump you the next day. But body is not like that. It is a reliable factor. If you work with it sensibly, the yogasanas will definitely lead to the possibility of ultimate union. In the meantime, by getting into the postures, before all this alignment with the ultimate happens, inner alignment happens, which will naturally achieve a chemistry of healthfulness, joyfulness and blissfulness, and above all, balance. Balance is something that modern societies have ignored and they're paying a huge price for today. Whatever may be your intelligence, whatever may be your competence and education and qualifications, if you do not have the necessary balance, you will not succeed, you will not go very far in your life. So, the most important thing for people who are seeking to be successful, people whether they're working in corporate sector or they're political or they're military or whatever field, the most important thing is balance. Only if you have a balance which is not disturbed by external situations, will you be capable of making use of the competence and intelligence that you carry within you. Otherwise, the most wonderful qualities that one may have will all go waste, simply because of lack of balance. And Hatha Yoga means balance. Without having mastery over time, nobody can determine the nature of their destiny in their lives. So the only way you can take charge of time is by mastering your energies, how they function. If you are functioning like a steam engine, it's a long time. If you're functioning like a jet engine, boom. And one who's taken charge of time, for him, the entire universe is a sweetness of compassion. Once you came here as a human being, life got a little complicated. If you came here like any other creature on this planet, stomach full, life settled. Once you come here as a human being, stomach empty, only one problem. Stomach full, 100 problems. So what we are calling as life here is just a certain combination of time and energy. This combo of time and energy, unfortunately, majority of the people never learn to handle it seamlessly and wonderfully. Hitch after hitch, everything is a problem. If you're a toddler, you have diaper problems. If you become an adolescent, you have hormonal problems. If you become middle-aged, there is a crisis. Old age is horrible. Every phase of life, people are seeing it as some kind of a problem. Of course, death is a serious problem. So this combination of time and energy, we must understand the nature of what we are handling. Time, by its own nature, is such, you do something, it rolls. If you don't do something, it rolls. You don't have to push it, I'm saying. Hello? As you're sitting here, it's rolling away. You're doing a lot of things, it's rolling away. You do nothing, it rolls away. You're awake, it rolls away. You're asleep, it rolls away. But without having mastery over time, nobody can determine the nature of their destiny in their lives. How to grab time? People are talking about time management. Have you ever managed time? As you sit here, it's ticking away. And what's ticking away is not a clock. What's ticking away is our life itself. Hello? Since I walked in, you're 2 minutes closer to your grave. Yes, you are. Me too. This is the nature of time. Whatever you do not do anything you want, but you're not able to roll it back, it is only rolling forward.
It is just that, if you are happy, it seems to tick away very fast. If you're miserable, it goes very slowly for you. Have you noticed this? On a particular day, you're very happy, 24 hours, chup. Now you're depressed, 24 hours feel like a eon for you. Yes or no? Yes. So only miserable people have a long life. If you're a joyful person, it's a brief life. If you're an ecstatic person, it's just a moment, poof, it's gone before you know what's happening. Life has gone so fast that even my body has not realized time has gone by and it's still… I have not realized time has gone by. This is the 30th year of Isha, 30th anniversary of Isha Foundation, and I can't believe 30 years, it feels like 3 days in my experience. And in these 3 days or 30 years, my schedules are… Singapore is a holiday for me, I just come to golf and otherwise, my schedules are insane, okay? Every day, 20 hours minimum, we are on. I have never missed a single airplane till now.
In a day, sometimes I've been in 6 airports, but I've never missed an airplane, I never missed an appointment, I've never been late to an appointment in 30 years. But I don't manage time, I manage myself. Time, how to manage? It's too big a thing to manage, it's not in your hands. Whether you like it or not, it's ticking away, isn't it? Yes? If you sit here, it's ticking away, if you jump around, it'll tick away. Do whatever you want, it'll tick away, isn't it? But what you can do with yourself, that you can manage, there's nothing to do with the time. So self-management, not time management.
Just a few days ago, I was flying in from India. Normally it used to be 13.5, 14 hours, but now there is some issue that Pakistan is not allowing airplanes to fly over their airspace, so it's taking 16 hours. Because I know all the pilots and I'm a licensed pilot myself, so they let me sit in the cockpit and I'm interested in what's happening there. So I was talking to them and they said, Sadhguru, I said, 14 hours, isn't it? They said, no, Sadhguru, 16 hours, it's so long. Then I said, see, I'm not complaining. Because just a century ago, if I had to go to United States, it was 60 days. 16 hours, I'm not complaining, I'm okay. I'll sit down, lie down, read something, do something or talk to you. But I'm not complaining about 16 hours. How did 60 days become 16 hours? Simply because from a chugging steam engine to a jet engine, hello? Suddenly 60 days became 16 hours. So the only way you can take charge of time is by mastering your energies, how they function. If you are functioning like a steam engine, it's a long time. If you're functioning like a jet engine, boom. Right now they're saying the Chinese have developed an airplane where Beijing to New York you can do it in 2 hours. They're saying by 2028 they'll have it commercially ready, 2 hours. So, this is not mastery of time, but consequentially it is mastery of time. If what somebody does in 10 years, if you can do it in 1 year, if both of you live for 100 years, in terms of impact and profoundness of experience, you lived for 1,000 years. Hello? That is the only way you can take charge of time. And one who's taken charge of time, for him, the entire universe is a sweetness of compassion. That will be his experience of life once he's taken charge of time.
I have a question from our recent past, which is, why do our heads not face north when we're lying down? It's like the monkeys, it's been staying on my head.
So you accept the evolutionary process the way it is. So why shouldn't you put your head to the north? Suppose, there's a North Pole and a South Pole. This means these are the magnetic centers. And you also know the whole land masses, whole continents have been slowly being pulled towards the north, they've been traveling. You know this? But at least, geologically, the whole land masses have been traveling. Why the Himalayas is whatever we're seeing, the Himalayan mountain ranges, that Manasarovar, you will find seashells in Manasarovar because at some point it was at mean sea level. Today, it is at 15,600 feet. So what transported this lake bed, which was at sea level, to this place is the whole Indian subcontinent is crashing into the Central Asian plate. And this is why the Himalayan mountains are still continuing to grow. This is just piling up, it's just a crash. You've seen cars piling up? Just like that. India is crashing. Every year, India is losing about 1.23 centimeters or so. I'm not perfect on the number, it's somewhere in that range. Every year, India is losing about 1.23 centimeters or something because it's crashing into the Himalayan range and it's piling up. Because the magnetic pull of the North Pole is slowly pulling all the land masses upward. So such a huge magnetic pull where the continents are moving up, that kind of magnetic pull is constantly in enforcement across the globe. Suppose you had a little bit of anemia, if you went to your doctor, what does he prescribe for you? So it seems to be like it's an important ingredient of your blood, yes? So if iron is floating around in your blood, and if I put a very powerful magnet to the top of your head, it is possible that slowly blood may start moving in that direction, isn't it? Let's say if it's a very, very powerful magnet, it may start slowly pulling it up because there is elements of iron in the blood. Your body is designed like this, that your heart, which is the pumping station of the circulatory system, is 3/4 of the way up, not halfway down, because it is difficult to pump against gravity, easier to pump towards gravity, so it's placed here. Generally, all the pipes that are flowing down are larger ones, what is going up are much finer ones. As it goes up here, they're almost hair-like. So minute that the circulatory system in your brain is such that if one extra drop enters there, hemorrhages will happen. People have strokes. So now you were like this, now you went like this. Already there is a little bit of imbalance in the system because heart was pumping, calculating the gravitational resistance. Now suddenly there's no gravitational resistance, you became like this and now you put your head towards the north. Slowly, it gets pulled towards your brain. So one thing that could happen to you is you could have disturbed sleep. If you put your head to the north and sleep, you could have disturbed sleep, all kinds of dreams happening. If you are in your old age, it is possible that you can have a stroke or you could just die in your sleep. It's very much possible. Not that if you sleep one day you will fall dead. Every day, if your bed is arranged that way, that every day you are sleeping, put your head to the north, you are asking for trouble. Some kind of trouble, we do not know what kind of trouble you will get, that depends on the strength of your system. If it is weak, very weak, you may fall dead, or you may get a stroke, or you may just get disturbed sleep, you may just have nightmares, or during the day you act funny. So many things will happen because excess circulation is happening in the brain when it should not be happening, simply because you put your head to the north. So in case you go to South America, then you should not put your head to the south. If you went to Australia, you should not put your head to the south. You can put it to the north, out there. In the northern hemisphere, you do not put your head to the north.
You live on the equator. You live on the equator.
You can spin like a needle.
Is there an optimal direction for your head?
East is best. Northeast is okay. West is all right. South, if you must. North, no.
The man said, yesterday night God appeared in my dream and said, under this tree, there will be a sadhu and he has a big diamond. The sadhu said, oh, that diamond. He went to the sadhu. You must have something within you which is far more precious than this. What is that?
Can you give us 2 tips that you think that we could live to our peak as an example to others?
See, when we use the word peak, naturally you want to go mountain climbing, that means you want to do something others cannot do. Not necessary, because the peak is not in what you're doing outside, the peak is in the way you experience it, isn't it? Somebody can do something very small with very profound experience. Somebody can be doing big things without any sensitivity to what's happening around them. So essentially, what you're looking for, just look at this as yourself as a life. Right now you become so many social entities, you may be lost in that, but actually you're alive. Most people realize they're alive only when they're threatened with death. Till then, they're something else. They become so many other things. No matter what work you're doing here, you're just a piece of life, isn't it? It is a fortune that certain things happen through us, which will impact many other lives, wonderful. But still, this is a life, only if this life functions in its best possible way, everything else will happen. Best possible way means what? Is this very clear that you're not taking your own apartment when you go, I mean, when you die and leave? You're not taking… They tell me you're creating very nice apartments, you're not going to take it, right? Your own accommodations you can't carry, you know that. So obviously, the only thing that is left here is the profoundness of your experience, isn't it? How profound is your experience? To make our life profound, somebody says, if you have education you can do this, well, everybody went to the university, I didn't. Somebody said, if you have money you can do it, everybody ran after it. Somebody said, if you can get married, it'll happen, everybody got married. Somebody said, if you have children, then it'll happen, everybody did that. Somebody said, this is not it, you must get power in the world. So people ran after that. Essentially, what should happen inside you're trying to cause from outside. What should actually happen within you, you're trying to cause it from outside. Yes, it is possible, sometimes it can be stimulated from outside, but it has to happen within you. All human experience comes from within you, is that so? Your joy and misery, pain and pleasure, anything and anything, agony and ecstasy can only happen from within you. The question is only, your joy, your peace, your love, your ecstasy, is it on push start or is it on self-start? I'm talking about upgrading technologies. There was a time in 1950s or 1950s, if you bought a car, you needed 2 people to help you in the morning because it's a push start. If you got one in early 60s, it's a crank start, you need 1 person to help. Today all our cars are self-start, right? Technological upgradation. Things which are most vital to you, the profoundness of your experience, the pleasantness of your experience here. But right now it's all on push start. If you have to be happy, how many people we have to fix in this world? If you if you have to be peaceful, we have to fix the entire world. So there is an endless amount of conditions for your experience to be in a certain way. And in pursuit of human well-being, we've turned the world upside down, we've ripped the planet apart, but still we are not the most joyful generation. We are definitely the most comfortable generation ever. Never before another generation of people have enjoyed these kind of conveniences and comforts as you and me are enjoying right now, isn't it so? Never before. But can we say with all these comforts we are the most joyful generation? No, not true. I'm not saying we are more miserable, but definitely we are not the most joyful. Are we peaceful? No. Are we loving? No. So our experience of life is still like how the caveman's experience was. Same anxiety, that guy was worried, where's my food? You're worried, where is my next apartment? Endlessly, you think it's different, it's not different. It's rudimentary, isn't it? Hello? The idea of organizing our survival process the way we have organized is, we need not be concerned about it, isn't it so? Hello? You open the tap, water comes. Don't think it's small, it's a small thing. Just 100 years ago, water means you had to go to the river with a pot on your head. So today, all this convenience that we did, why? Because we don't have to concern ourselves with daily survival. Everything is organized. Now we believed if all these things are organized, we will sit here blissed out. Well, that's not happened. It's not happened simply because we have not taken charge of this. So peak of human life does not mean you climbed Mount Everest. I have gone up Everest, you know that? No, you didn't know.
To the top?
Yeah, very top. Somebody went up there and took a photograph with my picture in his hand. So I believe I've been there.
It's much safer.
It's much safer.
More sensible too. Because this guy who went there, took a picture with my picture in his hands, came down and said, Sadhguru, of 12 people that we started out, only 2 of us made it to the top. And I took the picture and I came down. We were there just about 40 seconds, right on the top, because winds were picking up speed, we had to come down. Only 40 seconds I looked around and I couldn't see a thing. And I came down, now I'm wondering, why did I do it? Because you wanted to know the peak of suffering. It's not a simple physical challenge. Climbing Everest is not a simple physical challenge. I'm not saying you should not climb. All I'm saying is, the peak can only happen within you, it will not happen outside of you. So, if the peak and the valley and the very bottom can only happen within you, people can sit in a palace and be depressed, like they're at the pit of their life, isn't it so? Hello? So similarly, if that is possible, you can sit on the street and be on the peak. Can I tell you a little story? There was a sadhu. A sadhu means a mendicant. In India, we have full-time spiritual people, all right? Nowhere else in the world, I think, very few, but here we have a lot. So this sadhu was settling down under the tree just outside a small town for the night, in the evening. Another man came and he saw this sadhu and he said, "Where is the diamond? Where is the diamond? Give me the diamond." The sadhu looked at him and asked, "What diamond?" So the man said, "Yesterday night God appeared in my dream and said, under this tree there will be a sadhu and he has a big diamond, if I ask him, he will give it to me." The sadhu said, "Oh, that diamond." And he put his hand in the bag and pulled out a diamond the size of a man's skull, this big, and he gave it. This guy took it, hid it in his clothes and ran home. As he was going home, he was struggling whom to tell, whom not to tell, what will happen if anybody comes to know, they will kill him and take this diamond. He got really freaked by the time he got there. He went there, he looked at his wife, "Oh my God, she can't keep a secret, you can't tell her." So he went straight to the bed, put it under the pillow and slept on it. So his wife came and said, "What are you lying down for? Come have dinner." He said, "No, I'm not hungry." Because he doesn't want to leave the diamond for a moment. And she thought he's not well and she left. He couldn't sleep the entire night. One thing is, he was worried how to deal with this diamond. Another thing is, with such a big rock under your pillow, you cannot sleep. He struggled the entire night, what to do, what to do, what to do. By morning, 4 o'clock, he was completely freaked out. Then he went to the sadhu. He said, "Yesterday I came and asked you for this diamond. Without even checking my identity, you just gave away such a big diamond.
Most expensive thing on the planet. You just gave it away. If you have to give away a diamond like this, you must have something within you which is far more precious than this. What is that? The sadhu said, oh, you come to your senses, throw the damn stone and come and sit here, we will see. It's time to do that.
Each of these videos is a construction, and whoever reaches the end is helping to sustain this work. If this content resonated with you, leave a comment, share it, subscribe, and of course, give it a like. Also, take a look at the links in the description. There are more paths for you to explore. Thanks a lot, big hug, and see you in the next video.